What's up, everyone? Bitcoin broke a record high yesterday of $73,000. Bitcoin today is holding at $72,000. And today I wanted to discuss where the Bitcoin price could go, along with the sell off on NVIDIA and the semiconductors, and what that may do for the broader markets, as well as three other markets that I'm keeping an eye on that offer some potential buying opportunities, including the Bitcoin miners and two Degen plays. All right, guys, if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And let's get into the charts. All right, as I mentioned, Bitcoin is holding at 72,000, just below now. Um, as long as we remain above this area right here, this 68,500, we should continue to hold above the previous all-time highs. And Bitcoin is very strong right now. As you can see down here on the RSI, we're at a 78. So I suspect that we will probably hold above this area for the short term, the next week or two. I still suspect we'll probably see some sort of bigger pullback, but I think Bitcoin could even continue to go higher before that even happens. Is it a good time to be buying Bitcoin? Well, I at these prices I wouldn't recommend it unless you are just looking to get in for the long term, such as like the next 5 years or 10 years, because a lot of the Bitcoin bull run has already made its way in, and things are a little bit on the heated side right now. If we saw a pullback, I'd be looking to buy a pullback, and I still suspect that Bitcoin will go over six figures probably this year, and even higher possibly next year. Let's discuss NVIDIA and what is going on with NVIDIA. Yesterday, well, Friday, we put in that engulfing candle on NVIDIA. Yesterday, it sold off more. Today, it's bouncing back up, and that's kind of what I expected to see here. A bounce off this area right here. I suspect that we may go a little higher, but I think we may see possibly a lower high this time. And if this pulls back again and continues to put in a series of lower lows and lower highs, then I would be looking to possibly short this market. Now, right now, NVIDIA and the Qs are in general are very strong. So we would have to have some sort of confirmation on that. Uh, if we saw this come back down, to this second level resistance around 800, then I think we may have seen the high for this run on NVIDIA here, at least in the short to midterm, before this thing goes lower and um, possibly forms a new level of support. And one of the reasons I say that is there's been a lot of insider trading on a lot of these Magnificent Seven stocks over here on NVIDIA. In the past 6 weeks or so, we've seen about $300 million of insider sales on NVIDIA. We know that Elon Musk sold shares of Tesla, Jeff Bezos sold shares of Amazon, And so whenever these insiders and these big CEOs of companies are selling, that's generally the sign that they believe their stock price is going to top out. And of course, they have a lot of insider information and data about the company and projections. So they typically, whenever they start selling, it's usually a good time maybe to take profit if you're holding one of these stocks and get out. Not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. Be sure to do your own research and manage your own risk. So, what does that have to do with the semiconductor market? Well, it's putting in a similar chart pattern that we see on the video, and we've seen this on some of the other uh, semiconductor companies, um, where we have seen a bit of weakness here the past couple days. And I called this last week. I thought we were due for a pullback here, and we're starting to see that now. Now, it's not to say that these can't go higher. They very possibly can. They've been very strong, but I suspect that we may see these cool off, and here is why. The Qs are approaching the lower band of this channel here, and if we break out of here, this could signal a series of lower lows and lower highs, and maybe we see some sort of like 5 or 10% correction on these markets because they are overheated. And what we may see if that happens is liquidity flow into some of these undervalued companies, such as some of these mid and small cap stocks, like in the IWM. You can see here the IWM has been forming this huge base over the past couple years, and it has just recently broken out of that. And with uh, financial conditions possibly easing, the Fed cutting rates later this year, we could see these markets really start to take off as they're able to borrow money at a lower interest rate. So those are the type of markets I've been looking at buying, including TAN here. Uh, this has been putting in a base, and it's down at a level, just broke resistance, down at a level that we haven't seen since back in previous to 2020, back around 2014. Um, as you can see here, this line was resistance, then it flipped support, and now it has been acting as resistance. So if we get out of this area here, I could see some buying potential for TAN and solar and a lot of these sectors that have been beat down so heavily over the last year or so with in an environment where the interest rates have been high. So I think there's some opportunities there. And another market is the Hang Seng Index, the Chinese market. We know that China has been stimulating, and we see here what appears to be inverse head and shoulders on the HSI. So the Chinese market could do well for a while or even for a longer term view. I think that we could see the HSI outperform some of these other markets that have been so heated as liquidity flows into them. And if you go back and look at this, this is a low besides COVID that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. Let's switch this over here to the monthly chart. So you can see here, um, we haven't been below this level since back around really the 2000s, 2000 to 2006. So about 20 years ago, and we're just starting to break through that level. So I could see the Chinese market as well as um, the Brazilian market maybe outperforming the some of the other markets here that have been so hot um, over the next 5 to 10 years possibly. All right, guys, if you love trading as much as I do, you can download TradingView. There's a link down below where you can get access to uh, chart analysis like this. And this, for me, has really changed my trading game. Um, I'm fairly new to it still, but I've been an investor and trader for over 20 years, really. Investing, trading about 15, but Um, this has been a game changer for me, and if you are interested, you can download TradingView and get access to a lot of great features, as well as a lot of other pro traders' insights on the markets. So it's a great tool to use if you are any what interested in investing or trading. Now let's discuss Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So the Bitcoin miners, I think, offer a really good investment opportunities at their current levels. And this report here on CoinDesk, Bitcoin heading to 150K, and quality miner stocks offer a good way to gain exposure. Now, as I mentioned, Bitcoin has already made a very impressive run. Uh, it could still double from its current price level or even triple. But I think the majority of the Bitcoin run has ran its course. And so I think we need to start taking a look at some of these other alternative investments related to crypto in order to get those big gains if that is what you're looking for. And Bitcoin miners is a good way to do that. One thing I wanted to point out here is right here. Uh, this guy prefers Bernstein says he prefers Riot uh, to outperform and Clean Spark Energy. Um, and the reason why was that these platforms use the Bitcoin price, and they sell off Bitcoin then to buy new equipment. And the other two miners I mentioned use more AI and chips as their strategy. That's where they invest their money um, in order to make their mining rigs profitable. So let's discuss those. The first one is Mara, and it's currently sitting around the $21.70 range. I think anywhere in this area, as long as it doesn't break this uh, trend line, is a good level of support, and we should see a bounce. If we zoom out here, we know Mara could go much higher. The next level around this $40 to $48 range. And during the last Bitcoin bull run, Mara peaked out at around $80 per stock. So at $21.70, I would say this is a good spot entry, a good time to invest if you want to dollar cost average. So that is Mara. Another one is Riot, setting at $11.62. Again, as long as it holds this trend line here, I think this is a good buy because this is really undervalued to where it was at. It also peaked out around the 70 to $80 mark last bull run. And if this continues to rise and breaks this $17, 1670 range, we could see this go up to 22 to $25 a share. So that's a good way to get a 100% increase, and this could go much higher as well. I've been buying some Riot. I done some research on them. I like what they're doing. Another one is Clean Spark Energy. This is sitting at $16, and this could go higher as well. It has already started to run, so I would probably wait for spot entries to see what happens with Bitcoin first. But again, this is one you could dollar cost average on if you're interested in getting in, or if you're looking for a good long-term investment, say 5, 10 years, I think this would be a good way to go. Another Bitcoin miner is BitDeer. This is a newer company. It's 13 years old, but it IPO'd not too long ago. I don't generally like getting into IPOs because they go up so high and then just continue to sell off. But I think with this Bitcoin um, bull run that we're in, I think we will see much higher prices for BitDeer. And they're doing some really innovative stuff when it comes to AI and chips and um, creating their own chips to make more efficient miners, which is really good for the industry. It's currently at $6.31. I could see this going upwards of the $9 range fairly easily and possibly much higher. And as you can see here on the RSI, this one is not as overbought as some of the other cryptocurrencies and crypto miners. Um, so I think there's still a lot of room for this one to run higher. Another way you can gain exposure to the Bitcoin miners and these Bitcoin companies is to get an ETF such as BKCH. It's currently sitting at $45.78. And I could see this going to the $60 to $70 range fairly easily. There's not a lot of resistance here, and this could go much higher as well. Let's flip this over to the weekly chart just so we can see a little better here. And this does not want to load. Let me reload this real quick. On the weekly, just so we can get a little better idea. This was up over $160 last run. This ETF was launched going into the 2021 run. Um, so it is a fairly new ETF, but it's a good way to get exposure to a lot of these different miners and Bitcoin companies uh, without just picking a single stock. And as you can see, it could go much higher as well. Um, if you're looking for a way to purchase these stocks and these Bitcoin miner companies, you can do it on any exchange, but you can also do it on Robinhood. Right now, Robinhood is offering up to a 3% uh, uh, extra dollar. They contribute one extra dollar, 3%, whenever you open an IRA through April 30th. So it's a good way to help grow your account and uh, gain some extra money. So if you invest $10,000, that's $300. You can also make an 8x on your cash savings with them versus the national savings um, interest rates. And you can get started with just $1 when you sign up. You get a free stock with them. They offer fractional shares, so you don't have to purchase an entire stock. I think this is why Robinhood has done so well whenever it launched. And you can also get access to cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, ETH, Dogecoin, and some other these layer ones. And you can buy gold there as well. So that is Robinhood. There is a link down below. Let's discuss the two Degen plays that I have been looking at. The first one is Gala Games, GALA is the ticker symbol. I bought this back in November. This really popped off over the weekend on Sunday and ran up to 80 cents. There's huge upside potential on this. Let's take off some of these moving averages here just so we can get a better view of this. And as you can see here on Gala Games, we went up, touched this level of resistance around 80 cents. Once this breaks through here, this could go much higher. Your next level of resistance that you would be looking at would be right here, previous support. And that level right there from $1.20 to, or sorry, 12 cents to 15 cents would be your next level for Gala Games. And another one is Flow Coin. I actually just bought some of this morning. Whenever I saw this was breaking out of this resistance here, this long base of accumulation that we've had over the past couple years. So I got in on Flow Coin, and this is another one of those coins, uh, in my book, a degenerate play. To some crypto investors, not so much, but this one has upside potential of $2.50 to $3. Uh, so I could see that going up there. This could be a 100% gain uh, relatively soon, really, as long as the Bitcoin price holds up. But as Bitcoin continues this bull run, I could see flow going much higher. And the next stop for it, once it gets through that area, would be $5.25 to $6.10. So flow could go much higher. This is one of those that could possibly do a 20x. If we zoom out on this chart, this one was up around the $30 mark last bull run. So this one could do, a 5, 10, 15, 20x. And so I bought a very small position on this, but it is one that I did buy this morning. You can get access to all these cryptos using iTrust Capital. I've rolled over a portion of my IRA into iTrust, and it's a tax advantage IRA that allows you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and silver. So if that's something you're interested in, there's also a link below for that. And one of the advantages about iTrust that I started to realize a couple weeks ago was you can trade 24/7. So that's a real advantage versus just trading during market hours, since crypto is a 24/7 market. And iTrust Capital has been awarded several awards a lot of 5-star reviews, and they've been great. They have great customer service. When I was setting mine up, I called these guys. They helped me out. They were great, super helpful, very friendly. And so you can open an iTrust Capital account and actually talk to someone and not just an automated service. And it's a good way to get into crypto, gain a little exposure for your portfolio. You can roll over a portion or all of your portfolio if you're interested and get exposure to crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, gold, silver. It's a great way to do it if you already have a 401k, IRA, or you just want to start investing in a tax-free Advantage account. All right, guys. You can also follow me at over on Twitter at Mind of the Financier. Oh, it's actually at Mind of Financier, but my actual handle is Mind of the Financier. So Mind of Financier. That was all the spacing this allowed me to have, but I post over there daily on the charts that I'm looking at, the potential buy opportunities, and really anything to do related to stocks, commodities, and cryptocurrencies. Um, so you can get more updates over there if you want to follow me there. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook, where I post really more motivational, inspirational stuff, but you can also check me out there. All right, guys, I hope that helps some of you out, and I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe out there, and until next time, be legendary.